64-bit legends. Welcome.
Legend of the game like GoldenEye, I'm more than right.
Yeah.
The perfect dark is dreams that seem to come to light. 64-bit, the shit, it's as real as it gets. We can talk sports, games, and music, take your pick. Point with the news, pull up and crack a brew. Smoke one with the crew, tune in and take a view.
Watch.
We here to raise the bar from the lowest mark. Sit your ass down and listen, it's time for the show to start.
No chance! No chance in hell! You got no chance! No chance in hell! You got no chance! No chance in hell! You got no chance!
Welcome to another episode of the 64-Bit Legends. I am Bobby, the best in the business caboose. As always, looking for that hot tag. It is Melvin. You're fired. Troy, just kidding, man. You're not fired.
I hope not. I don't know what I'm going to do with my time now.
You're not fired.
Okay, good. No, I am tagging in here. You know what? It's unfortunate, though, because somebody did get fired, and it hurts.
Sort of.
He fired himself.
Yeah, he fired himself into retirement.
Yeah. I wish he would have just came out. We're talking about Vince McMahon.
Yeah, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, after how many years of running the WWF/WWE?
It's been a long time.
Has retired at the age of 77.
As he said, 77. His retirement, though, reads oddly familiar like remember when Kevin Spacey got in trouble and he was just like, I did some stuff and I'm now gay. So I'll see you later.
See you later.
That's kind of like what Vince did. He's like, I'm 77 and I'm retiring.
Yeah.
So, all right. See you guys.
See you later. He should have. It should have been on TV.
He should have.
Like, he fired Eric Bischoff by throwing him in a dumpster.
Yeah, he should have thrown himself in a dump. He should have fired himself. Dude, it would have been great if he's like, all right, guys. He told the board, because I'm sure he did it for stock purposes. All this bad publicity made the stock price go down. If he's like, all right, guys, give me like 2 weeks. Give me a month, okay? I'll officially quit now. Hire me on as a talent. Okay? And we'll do it this way. But then we'll just make a contract where you just temporarily hire me on as a
Legends contract.
A Legends contract. And then what he does is he has like a mental breakdown. The story is he has a breakdown and he's screaming at himself in a mirror and he tries to like wrestle himself. You know what I mean? Like, he comes out and he's like, there's an enemy and I'm going to take him down before I leave here. Oh, it's all coming together. And then he has to, he unveils, who the enemy is. Like, there's this big, there's like, oh, this guy's been tormenting me for years. And it's like, and you think it's going to be like a poster of somebody. It's like a paint. It looks like a picture with a cloth on it, See,
I thought it was going to be like Shane
easel.
or Stephanie. You're going to think that it's Shane or Stephanie, right?
Yeah, but the way they're going to present it is like it's going to be a picture of who it is. And underneath this curtain is who my true, and I'm going to take them down and Bash at the Beach. This is a great way to bring Bash at the Beach back. And so, and then he unveils it and it's a mirror. And he looks at it and he goes, "You're fired." And he goes, it's a loser leave town match with himself. And that's the match. And he comes out.
He has fought in God. So
that's what I'm saying. So he would be above doing this. And so then he has to have, this is how he goes out. They do the match. They lead up to it. There's promos. There's like little run-ins that he's doing.
Is it just all one-sided? Like, he's just talking? Or like does his self rebuttal the promo? Or is he talking back and forth? Or is he just talking as one person to himself?
He'll be talking back and forth. On TV, it's going to look great. If you're in the stadium, it's going to look crazy. It doesn't make any sense. And so he's...
So it's in front of a live audience. He's not doing it backstage
He's gotta do it
recorded.
He's got to do it in the ring. That's what's going to make it great. Because he's going to go through this.
Because this would actually work if it was recorded, like a TV show.
Well, yeah, but this is you got to have the element of surprise. Like, he's in the ring, he unveils the mirror, and he does a little back of it. It's not a long thing. He just fires himself.
But he could do that all backstage.
But it doesn't have the same effect.
Yes, it does, because if he just reveals a curtain and he's backstage and everyone's like, "Oh man, it's a mirror," it doesn't matter if there out in the ring, but it makes more sense if he's in the back because then he won't look fucking crazy to the stadium people.
That's the idea, though. He's got to look crazy because here's what it's going to lead up to is he's going to eventually have to wrestle himself, and it's not going to be somebody dressed up like him. He's gonna like he's
like Sandow.
Yes, he's gonna basically mime all the moves, but it's a full match, 40 minutes.
40 minutes.
It's a headline match at Bash of the Beach.
But like a lot of the headline matches are like 20 minutes.
Okay,
this is going 40.
All right, maybe 20. We'll do 20. We'll cut it down to 20.
Jesus.
It's a 20-minute thing, but he's the headline. He's the final match.
How is it headlined? Is it Vince McMahon? Like what does the poster read?
It's Vince versus Vince.
So is it two pictures of Vince?
Yeah, it'll be MK3 style, right? Where it's like he's like in a pose,
right?
And he's got like the black wife beater on, and it's him in the same pose, but mirror image with a white beater on, and he's all like flexing his roided out old man body, and then it's gonna be great. And then he's got to like basically fight himself in a ring alone. Like all you're gonna hear is and no commentary or minimal commentary. We're gonna have some commentary, but minimal.
It's got to have commentary.
What is playing?
I have no idea.
It was Vince. He was calling me. That was my phone. It was ringing. He was like,
he's like, this is a terrible idea. So there's got to be commentary.
No, there'll be commentary. We'll do full commentary. We won't even trim it down. There'll even be, but he's going to do stuff like there's going to be a Mexican announce table and a German announce table. And you know who's going through it? Vince. He's going to put himself through it. And then he's going to, but to lose or leave town. And so he's got to leave town. But when they take him away, they're going to take him away in a straitjacket because he's crazy now. He's like, we got to put him in a home.
So where is this going? Okay, he fights himself. He gets in a straitjacket. He gets taken away.
So there's two ways we could take this. Okay, number one is that before he unveils who he will be wrestling, when we think it's actually going to be another person, he finally unveils the debut of the Vincent Kennedy McMahon belt that we've talked about.
Oh my! I'm not going down this road.
I'm just going to give cliff notes. Basically, it's the belt you get on your final run, and when you win it, you retire. And they just issue new ones every go round.
They're never going to do that.
But this will be so he could debut it, and then he wins it, but also loses. Or they take him away in a straitjacket. They bring him back for WrestleMania the next year as Crazy Vince. And he's got one more run.
No, he's got to come back at the Rumble, if anything, as a talent.
Okay, so he comes back as Crazy Vince in the Rumble and wins.
Okay, but I don't care about Crazy Vince or not, but he comes back in the Rumble as like number like 17, and like all you hear is like, no chance. That's what you got.
Yeah.
No chance in that. Everyone would go fucking crazy. The only other person that could get a bigger pop than that is Disco Inferno.
I don't know about that. No, this is after he wrestles himself?
this is in a different universe.
Oh, so he's not gonna. This is instead of wrestling himself.
This is what could actually happen.
Okay. I thought we were like building on what was already.
No.
established.
I already. Once you got into the Vincent Kennedy McMahon belt, I was done. But Vince McMahon is the guy. You know, your best Vince memories. Making Trish Stratus bark like a dog in the ring.
Yeah.
You know, saying the N-word on TV.
He did it more than once, by the way. I forgot. I seen the clip with him and Cena.
Yeah.
And then
Booker.
He did it with Booker. He was wearing a do-rag.
Do-rag Vince.
Yeah.
He had future President Trump on there battling hair versus hair.
I forgot. Oh, yeah, that's because they superimposed CNN on Vince's head.
Yeah. You had Vince take the beer bath where he's swimming in the beer.
Oh, from Stone Cold. With
Stone
the
Cold.
Coors truck. Yeah.
Possibly the greatest rivalry of all time.
That was great.
I mean, it got you into wrestling.
It did. Honestly, that's what got me in was Vince versus Stone Cold. And I'm really disappointed they're not following up with it. So if he's not going to wrestle himself, then I'm going to suggest that, yes, he comes back in the Rumble, and then he does one final run with Stone Cold, and then that's the other way they can debut the Vincent Kennedy McMahon belt.
They're not debuting this belt.
It's going to be great. Think of the
I mean, how many Vince memes are there? There's the one that he's like falling over in the chair when Stacy Keebler's giving him a lap dance.
yeah. There's the one where he's just like sweating, itching his ear.
See,
All
okay.
surprised.
Going back to him fighting himself and going crazy, because I thought about this and then I forgot about it. But okay, so I'm gonna go back. This has nothing to do with Vince Kennedy McMahon belt, but he's fighting himself. I agree with that, right? He fights himself to a point where he goes into a comatose like Linda did, and he's in a wheelchair and he's just sitting there like, and then for like 2 years he's sitting like doesn't move, and then at Mania he just gets up. And then just walks out.
Big 79.
Well, no, he'll probably be like more like 80 because you need some time to build.
Yeah, because we got to build the match versus himself. We got to wait till next summer for Bash at the Beach.
So he gets comatose for like 2 years, and then he just gets up and walks out and doesn't explain himself at all. He's just like, I'm normal now.
All right, peace, guys. I'm 78. I'm retiring. Now he does the Twitter thing. That's how he gets out of it. I don't know. An era without Vince, I think if he doesn't wrestle himself, if we don't go down this road and say he's actually just like not on TV there, I'm thinking the other work that they could do is he's actually trying to acquire privately without the company funds. Like he's got his own billions. And he's acquiring maybe the one of the other like AEW or something,
or Impact.
Yeah, and then he's going to build. That's how he's going to build another wrestling company that obviously WWE would have to then buy out, and then now the McMahon family has all this money. But at the same time, he can create almost like an NWO. Think about this: we have like a new NWO. From like think about it, if he owns AEW and now he's leading AEW and he creates an NWO and then they start buying talent from AEW. It's all in collusion, and then they do an AEW NWO invasion on WWE led by Vince McMahon. How cool is that? And great opportunity.
Your storylines suck.
Great opportunity to bring back and execute the Samoa Joe project, bringing back Scott Hall from the dead, bringing back Kevin Nash from the dead. Kevin
Nash isn't dead.
No,
but what if he's actually making his like own Jurassic Park?
Yes,
with a Samoa Joe DNA.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's like that old man in the first one. When
they fired him, he went and stole all the DNA in a fake shaving cream can.
Yeah.
He left. And then he's got like he made sure he's got vials of like Hulk Hogan, Macho Man,
because he's got endless supply of Samoa Joe because he's not there anymore.
Right.
So him and Samoa Joe have their own side deal.
If this is your first episode and you're not familiar with the Samoa Joe project, go back into the archives. Just listen. We did a whole episode explaining all this.
Samoa Joe project.
Yeah.
But yeah, he could be making his own Jurassic Park, like wrestling park, and you go and like he's got these DNA of these different wrestlers, and you can wrestle. Like you can take a big boot from Hogan.
Dude, think about it. He just has like a clone Hogan, and it's all he does.
Clogan?
He's a Clogan.
Dude,
you know how many Hogans they can make? They can make a Clogan. They can make Woke Hogan, and we talked about it.
Yeah, Woke Hogan. Wogan. Was it Woke Hogan or Wogan?
I think it was just Woke Hogan. They call him Wogan for short.
Woke Hogan.
They can make they can start mixing some of them, or it's like a Hulk Hogan and like Steiner, or it's like a Scott Hogan,
or they
or
take
a Hulk
like
Steiner.
They take like Macho Man and Rey Mysterio.
Yes,
he's like Mexican
Macho Mysterio, and he's like. Sometimes they don't all come out all right. Like sometimes they'll try to like mix. Yeah, they'll try to like mix a Andre the Giant with a Rey Mysterio, and it comes out like just a big blob.
Yeah,
it's got like one arm.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan with somebody, and they're all like half retarded.
Yeah. Like there'd be like this whole. I could just see this. It would get dark real quick though, because like the catacombs of the park have all like the rejected wrestlers that are all like fucked up and half mutated. Then they all like
keep them in cages.
They keep them in cages, and then there's an uprising. It'll be like Planet of the Apes. You ever see Rise of the Planet of the Apes?
Yeah,
they escape.
That's why it's just all on one island, and they can't get off.
So It'll be like Rise of the fucking Samoa Joe project, where all these mutated wrestlers have enough and they take over the world because they're like super strong, and they become self-aware.
They learn from each other.
They learn how to open doors and communicate.
They're escaping out of the cage. They have to climb over the top.
That's how they're all in Hell in a Cells. That's how they're kept in there. They're just
Oh, man.
a bunch of wrestlers just fuck. Like they have their own language because they don't know English because they're not taught English.
Right.
They have to learn it over time, but they're all the rejects, so they create their own language.
They need to know English so they can cut promos.
Well, they teach him later. They teach him,
Or like Hogan only knows like his promos, like brother.
yeah.
Like he only knows, but he doesn't know what it means.
Well, they can only. Some of them are all fucked up where they can only say like a couple words, like the fucking Hodor from Game of Thrones, or they just say their name like a Pokemon.
Timmy.
Or it's a
Timmy.
Yeah, where he's just like Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan. Clogan.
Yeah, Spillman. And he fires a gun. Do we great as if they morphed to fucking Pillman, but instead of a hand,
Pillman, and he's just shooting a gun. Bang, Pillman, bang.
like what if they made a Pillman, but they instead of a hand, they just put a pistol on it? So his whole hand is. That'd be the Pillman era would be back in such a big way.
Oh man, the Pillman era was like 2 weeks.
It was a fucking generation.
I'm like crying.
So, but now unfortunately Vince is gone, so they're not gonna be able to do all this stuff.
No, he's making his own island.
That's true.
Oh boy.
He brings like he does a tour. He tests it out. He brings a tour. He brings like Bischoff and fucking Michael Cole and somebody else like
Jim Ross.
What's his name? Conrad. He brings like Conrad and Jim Ross, and they all have to go visit the island to approve it. I'm like, look, do you approve? We've now mixed the Samoa Joe DNA with that of frogs
Jim
and
Ross,
other wrestlers.
Jim Ross is like, what's that cage over there?
Yeah.
And it's like all the rejected.
He's like, you don't got to worry about that, Jim. What'd be crazy?
What's that sassafras over there?
What'd be crazy is he's got like a Jim Ross, and he
But it's more normal than he is.
yeah.
Like, and they put him in the cage.
Yeah, they're
'cause
like-
they think he's the rejected.
Yeah,
It turns into a movie.
that's how they. And because they don't want it, they're like, "Oh, I don't approve of your methods, Vince. This seems like you're playing God."
Jim Ross escapes. And he comes up to the other Jim Ross, and they do like the movie twirl, and they're like, "We don't know which Jim Ross is which." So they have to choose one, and they choose the wrong one. They put the wrong one in the cage.
That's how the movie ends. He's on the helicopter. He's like, and Conrad.
And he looks back, and his eyes turn a different color.
Yeah, they flash. They flash like a velociraptor's eye does.
It's
They
like,
just. That's how he does.
and then they start playing Thriller.
Yeah. But you know, I don't know. I mean, we have a ways to get to there. I haven't been watching wrestling though. What did they do?
Stephanie just came out and said, "Thank you, Vince."
Oh, that
That's
sucks.
pretty much it.
I want the island of fucking
Misfit wrestlers.
yeah.
Oh, but yeah, he's he's retired. It's gonna be a weird without a world. I don't know a world without Vince.
I don't know either. I mean, he's technically a billionaire.
Yeah.
And so I think he's the first billionaire, like public billionaire, that has retired. Like, think of the other billionaires. You got Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Trump. They're still out there working. You know, they're
Is
still
Cuban
out doing shit.
A billionaire yet?
He might be. He might be a billionaire.
He's got to be close.
Yeah, but they're all still like hustling until they die. Warren Buffett's the guy's like 90. He's still out there doing shit. Like, but Vince is the first one. So that's why I'm thinking like he can't retire. Whatever motivates you to become a billionaire doesn't just turn off. It's got to keep going.
He's got to be a grandpa.
He doesn't care about being a grandpa. If he just spends all day with his grandkids, he's gonna start making them wrestle.
Yeah.
He's gonna start filming it,
And they're gonna
and
be-
he's gonna start putting it on pay-per-views. It's like kids wrestling.
Yeah.
They do color matches where they're bleeding. They just fucking. It's a bunch of kids that hit each other over the heads with chairs. He's like, no, they're young. They'll recover faster. Don't worry.
they're blading. By the time they're 14, their forehead's all fucked up. Looking like Devon Dudley.
He's like, come on, you got to get in there. Don't look like an amateur. He's like, Grandpa, I want to go play Fortnite. No, there's no Fortnite.
I don't.
Win this match.
You're going to be the next New Jack.
Just some kid beating the shit out of everybody.
Oh, boy.
Well, I mean, that's realistically though. He's got to do. There's no way he just goes away.
Right. Because
There's no way.
he's an accomplished billionaire.
Yes.
Turn the wrestling industry upside down.
He absolutely did. Yeah.
He went public.
Yep.
He won a Royal Rumble.
He did.
He beat God in a tag team
He
match.
did do that.
And he made Trish Stratus bark like a dog in the middle of the ring.
He did do that too. I could reasonably see. This is what I'm actually. I mean, I'm hoping for all of this. that
Cheated
we
on
talked
his
about.
wife in front of his wife while she was in a comatose.
That is true. That is true. There's one thing that I'm hoping out of all this because he always under delivers. Unfortunately, over the last few years, they've really always under delivered.
He tried to die on camera a couple times.
Oh, he tried to blow himself up, and then Benoit brought him back.
Benoit brought him back.
Yeah, that's how he came back. What if Vince actually died in that limousine, and the only way to bring him back was Benoit had to do a sacrifice, and that's how it was.
Jesus
and they
Christ.
just kind of like had to cover it up because they
They're
were
like,
like,
well-
oh, he kind of overdid it. Like Vince will live to be 150 now though, because Benoit went a little crazy.
Yeah, he had like a magic book like Hocus Pocus.
Like Benoit was supposed to like just kill his dog, and Vince would have came back, but Benoit took too many
Mixed
headshots.
signals.
Yeah, and he was like, oh.
He's like, I thought you meant my wife and kid.
Yeah,
and myself.
Myself. Now Vince. That's why Vince is still ripped at his age because he's got all that.
It's like Hocus Pocus. He
Yeah.
took the life of children.
Yeah, or Shang Tsung. What if he is a Shang Tsung? That's the other thing. Okay, think about this. What if secretly all the dead wrestlers, if he doesn't do a Samoa Joe project where science is the solution and it's magic,
Where science is the solution.
Yeah.
Instead, it's magic.
Instead of-
so
what if
he
he's
needs a kid? He needs a virgin
yeah.
to light the black flame wrestler.
But think about this. All he has to do, he can become like Shang Tsung if he has the right button combo. He can become any wrestler ever. He could all of a sudden he could be like, oh, who's next? Oh, is it fucking Cheeseburger from Ring of Honor? I'll do a Ring of Honor run. Guess what? Now I'm John Cena. Try to beat me now, Cheeseburger. Fucking
Why did you pick Cheeseburger?
because it was the only independent wrestler I could think of. I don't know wrestling all that well. I know about 10 wrestlers. That's all.
Oh my god!
Vince is one of them.
And now he's gone.
Yeah, now he's gone. So my knowledge is like really,
But no,
really
I think,
cut short.
Yeah, I think he might have like a magic book,
he does.
and he can do spells, and he brings the wrestlers back.
He does these incantations.
Yeah,
And
he gets like a seance, and like he burns all like the Andre the Giant oil, and then he comes back.
he'd be so unstoppable if he could do that. Like he could think about this. Think if he was like immortal like that, and he could just turn into any wrestler, and then he had shape shifting abilities. On top of that, what if Vince had shape-shifting abilities? So he could become like Andre the Giant, but like be like a real giant too, where he's like 20 feet tall and fucking just walking through the city. Fucking,
Like it's a giant Andre the Giant.
yeah. And there's like airplanes fucking shooting missiles at him. And he's like, bruh.
He's
get
in
outta
that
here.
singlet.
Yeah, he's in a singlet and he's just swiping buildings and airplanes down. He just doesn't care. He's like, oh, Vince is a menace.
Yeah, but he's Andre the Giant.
That's why he does all the shows in Saudi Arabia. He was actually, they've been funding it. Do we work with, are they an enemy or do they work with us? I don't even know.
I think they work with us. I don't know.
Never mind then. That's maybe, no, I'm thinking of Iran. Never mind.
Saudi's got the new golf league too, paying everyone off the ass.
They have a golf league?
Yeah, they're like competing with the PGA.
How, like, but they play in the Middle East?
No, they play like worldwide. It's just like
Oh.
it's like Middle Eastern princes or some shit like that are funding it. They're like billionaires, and they're like golf for the forever has been like, you know, like you've seen Happy Gilmore. The higher you place, the more money you make. Right?
Right.
So you have to play in these tournaments to make your living. This live tour is guaranteed money. So like Phil
shit.
Mickelson,
Yeah.
he went there and he's making like for I think it's 8 tours, $200 million or something.
Oh shit.
So he doesn't even like they're saying like there's no incentive of these guys trying because they already got paid.
Okay. This now makes sense. All right, let's get back to reality here, where Vince is not a shapeshifter.
Oh, he's not?
We're gonna leave that theory to the side. He's no longer a shapeshifter. But then, okay, what if? Because he's been working with the Saudis, right?
Yeah, and the Great Khali.
Right. What if they do the same thing with wrestling, and they're like, let's get Vince to head that project, and they could just outbuy every other. They could just get every wrestler they want ever, and they have unlimited pockets.
Ever.
They get
Ric Flair's fighting this Sunday.
Is he?
His last match ever.
I thought. Wait a minute. I thought his last match was with fucking Scott Hall or somebody.
It was with Shawn Michaels.
Oh.
But yeah, this is his last match ever. And so it's him and Andrade. They're teaming up
Okay.
because Andrade married Charlotte. So
Oh, okay. Okay. I see now.
their verse,
Uh huh.
Jeff Jarrett
That came out of nowhere.
and Jay Lethal.
I don't even know who Jay Lethal
Jay
is.
Lethal, remember we watched that video of him wooing?
Oh, he does the Flair impression.
Yes, they were wooing at each other.
Did they do that again recently? They did a woo off.
They did a woo off, but they did like so. There was okay, so it's at Starcast or something. So it's like one of
Okay.
these like convention things.
Oh, so it's not a WWE thing.
No,
Oh,
it's an independent convention.
Okay. All right.
So it's Ric Flair's last match, and they built up like a story too. Like Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal attacked him in the parking lot and like bloodied him up.
Where did they film this?
Yes.
Is this all on social media or something? Oh, that's smart. That's good.
So they beat him up in a parking lot, and like Jeff Jarrett's like, and like Lethal hits him, and then like Jeff Jarrett's like, "Can I help you up?" And he's like, "Fuck off." Like it's all like a work, but it's fucking awesome because he's fucking 73 years old. And he's got a pacemaker, and he's fighting one more time.
He's gonna be like fucking.
But they woo off. They had a woo off. It was awesome.
He's gonna Randy the Ram this. Where
Yeah.
it's like he'll be. That's how he's gonna go out.
Yep.
I thought the WWE was sponsoring this.
No,
I was
it's
like,
on,
man,
it's on pay per view.
they're finally.
It's
Vince
on-
is gone, and
it's
they're
on-
doing the shit that I want.
It's on that like Fight TV pay per view.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like $35.
Oh, so they're actually gonna do a pay per view.
Yes, they have like a whole
Oh.
card.
Oh, really?
Conrad's like putting it together.
Wow. That's smart though, because dude, one of the thoughts was when you told me that it's gonna be Jay Lethal and fucking Flair. It's
Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett versus Flair and Andrade.
so, but when you told me that, I was thinking, I was like, I remember when I found the fucking Jay Lethal video for the first time, it had like a couple million views on it. So I was like, well, are they trying to just build a card based off of like viral moments? Because think of how many viral moments there are. Now, WWE would have the pockets to really do this. That's why I was hoping it was them.
Well, so I think this is how it got hooked up, or this is
Yeah.
my theory. Conrad is like the podfather, right?
Yeah,
of
yeah,
all
yeah.
these wrestling podcasts. He's got one with Bruce Pritchard, Eric Bischoff. He's got one with Flair. He's Flair's son-in-law,
Oh, is he really?
Conrad.
Who's he married? Oh, just one of his other daughters?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he's got one with Jarrett too. So I'm guessing that Flair had mentioned to him that he wanted to do another match or something, and he mentioned it. Conrad probably mentioned it to Jeff Jarrett, and I'm guessing that's why they're fighting each other. and set this whole thing up because Andrade just married Charlotte, so that's why he's he's probably in the match just in case something happens to Rick because he's fucking 73 years old. And then Jay Lethal, I think was just a huge fan growing up.
Okay.
And that's why they threw him in there.
Well, I've noticed the Conrad, because I find a lot of his interviews get sent to me on like TikTok and Instagram, like the clips. And I never really watched the whole thing, but I always watch the clips because they're usually good. They pick good stuff to put up there. And one of them was, have you ever seen what Conrad's house looks like?
It's fucking huge, isn't it?
Yes, it's a fucking gigantic mansion.
Yeah,
like
in Alabama.
Yes. This dude is fucking loaded. And then I was kind of putting it together on like how he does these podcasts. Because these podcasts are not like meant for a long lifespan. It's like they're kind of short runs, but they're just consistently always having another. You know, he did one with Bischoff, and he did one with Jeff Jarrett. I've seen a lot of clips of. He did one with JR and
Bruce Pritchard,
yeah. And I'm like, oh, these guys usually get paid to do shoot interviews. All he's doing is probably paying them a big lump sum to be like, give me a fucking month-long shoot interview on a regular schedule, and then we'll just chop it up. And it probably costs him nothing. In big picture, it probably costs him nothing.
Right.
And he brings in all these eyeballs because they have to pay $5 a month to his Patreon thing. I don't know if it's actually Patreon, but it's like a subscription thing. And now he's able to build it. I'm putting all this together as I say this. He's
he owns his own mortgage company too.
Well, yeah, I'm sure that's what funds all this. Yeah, and then but now he's building it where not only do you get podcasts, but I bet his network is doing the pay-per-view.
Yeah,
and so now that's another thing. He's almost building his own, like the WWE network had, where you just pay a monthly fee and you get all this shit.
It's
smart, very smart.
He was saying that he. In college, like he was going for sales.
Yeah.
And
that's an odd thing to go.
Yeah, he's going for
Probably.
I think so. Finance maybe?
Yeah.
Finance and sales. But one of his professors was said he you're taking my class to make like 40 grand a year or something to get out, when you get out. And that's what your goal is, like, for when you get your degree, right?
Yeah.
So he came in the next day, and he was like, thanks for the class. This is the last class I'll be at. And he's like, oh, you're dropping out? And he's like, well, yesterday you said, we're just aiming for a $40,000 a year job. He's like, I made that more than that last year. And he showed him his pay stub for $60K as like a 20-year-old. And he's like, yeah, you shouldn't be in this class.
I mean, it's not bad. Well, that's what I was going to say. It's like, it's an odd. I know you can get a sales degree, but a sales degree is pretty useless because most sales jobs you have to do it. That's why you paid a commission, right? Because if you don't sell anything, you don't make any money.
Right.
So, yeah, unless I'm sure there's some gatekeeping with the finance and all that. But anyway, he's an interesting guy. Conrad, I'm keeping my eyes on him.
Conrad Thompson.
Yeah, he's, deep down, I'm just hoping there's not something sinister about him. I don't want him to be a sinister.
He's part of the Flair family.
He might be. What if, though? Let's go back a little bit to what we were talking about.
He's the keeper of the rejected wrestlers?
Close. He's actually Vince, and Vince is a shapeshifter. And this has been his disguise the entire time, is Conrad Thompson. This is how he's doing it.
That doesn't work at
all. Right. I'm not giving up on the idea that Vince is a shapeshifter. We're going to revisit this later down the road.
No, we're not.
On another episode. I'm going to build on this. We have proof.
We have proof.
Yes. The truth is out there. We'll figure it out.
But why did my flashlight
light went on? I thought you were trying to take a picture.
No, but speaking of Conrad's house,
yeah,
and how amazing it is,
yeah,
the fucking and billionaires,
yeah,
the fucking Mega Million, is up to almost $1 billion today.
Really?
It's like 890 million or something.
Wow.
Oh, and that was earlier today. So the last couple hours, it shoots way up because everyone's getting their last second tickets. So this Mega Mill might hit a damn $1 billion.
When do they pull it? When do they usually
tonight?
pull it? So
Tuesday night, Tuesday and Friday night at 11.
Shit.
I mean,
So
it's 9:14.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna have time to go get one. So
I got one at 7-Eleven.
Yeah, but I don't know when the cutoff is. When do they usually pull it?
10:30, I think.
Well,
It's
already
9:15.
Anyway, well,
Anyway.
no one will probably win it. My hopes are, this is what I'm hoping. Nobody wins it on Tuesday, and then I'll get one for Friday, and then I'll win.
Okay, well,
that's my plan.
I'm hoping I just win tonight because I bought my ticket.
That's unfortunately going to fuck up my plan. So
Yeah, but with my plan, I'd be coming here with a duffel bag full of money for you.
Oh, well, I'd
and just be
appreciate
like,
that.
Here, man.
That would be nice.
Because why would you want to be rich by yourself?
Well, that's true. Because that would be the biggest thing. I've thought many a night. What would I do if I won Mega Millions when it would be like 30 million, 300 million, or whatever? And that would
Invest.
be the invest, of course. But then it'd be like, yeah, if no one else if you're the only rich guy around,
You're paying for everything anyway.
yeah. And then everyone's gonna. But then there's an animosity that builds. Like I've seen millionaires, and they surround themselves with people that aren't even cracking $20K a year, and it's like now you just have a bunch of fake friends. Like
Right.
these people don't really like you. They talk shit about you, but they can't do it in front of you because you hold the keys to a bunch of money.
You're the entourage.
Yeah. Well, but what was
You're
good
the
about
Vinny Chase.
What was good about Vinny Chase though is all of his friends got a little something.
Yeah.
Took Turtle a little while, but he eventually got.
But
his
he
own
was
thing.
still his cook.
That's true. So he always hooked him up. But what was good about Vinny Chase is he didn't pay for everything. You still had to go get your own job, but
Right.
he gave you the path to
He
get
gave
there.
you the tools
Yes.
to be your own boss.
And that's the first thing I would do is because if you just give somebody like, all right, with no strings attached, here's fucking $10 million. Not everyone's gonna know what to do with it, so they might go crazy, or they might. So it would be good to be like, all right, this is the way I would play it. I would
just give everyone like $5 million or whatever.
I mean, I would like that.
I would
hope
just be
that's what you
like,
do.
I would just buy a bunch of duffel bags, and I
go
would cruise around town,
Just
and
drop 'em off?
Yeah, and be like, "Here's your duffel bag, man. Here's your duffel bag. Here's your duffel bag."
Well, that's what I would break it down. So how much did you say it's at? 900?
It's about 900 million.
900 million. Okay, let's say 900 million. So automatically half of it's gone because of taxes. Now we're at 450. 450 million. And then from there, I personally would split it into quarters. Maybe I'd take 150 million for myself because let's be real. What more do I need more than that? What difference does it make at that point? And then the other 300 mil, I would divvy it out like, here's 300 mil that gets to go to friends, family, and all this blah, blah, blah. Like you said, like give it out so you're not the only rich person
Right.
around. And then the other 300 mil would be like in like business investments and whatever. And the other 100 mil would be that would be my here's where I get to do fucking dumb shit with this money. Where it's like, hey, everybody I know is going with me for a month-long stay in Disney World.
Yeah, I mean, I would
but only Disney World. Not Universal. You don't get to go there. That's a different
I would put like 100 million that like in the bank or wherever where I can't touch ever. Like that's,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
that's
I would took 150 mil right
Yeah.
off the top, and that would be in there for like, okay, when everything's done and I fuck it all up, that's what I get to rely on.
Yeah.
And it would be put out. It would only be like given out to me in chunks. Like I couldn't take the whole thing.
Right.
It'd be like
It'd
that.
be like getting a salary.
Yeah. I would set myself up with a salary to give me deposit. It'd be like in a trust, and it would set it up. Because that's how I would give it to people. Because if you just give them a lump, like I would set up like trusts, and I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna give you. Okay, so if I had 100 million, there's probably like 20 people that I could think of that I'd give the family, friends, all combined.
Right.
I'm getting older, so family is becoming smaller and smaller because I'm old. I'm becoming an old man. So, let's say there's 20 people. What did I say? 100 mil. So that's like $5 million a piece.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. $5 million a piece, like you said. And I'd take $5 million and I would set up a trust and I'd be like, okay, so here's $5 million and we'll set it up over the course of like 15 years. And then you get like, basically you get like 300,000. I don't think I'm doing the math right, but you get it. You get so much a year.
Yeah,
you
sure.
know? And you just be like, so that way you don't blow it all. You just can like, because then you never know. Somebody could go and be like, oh man. Because here's the thing: you give everyone you know like $5 million, and there's always gonna be that one dude who's like, I lost it. Can you give me another? Because you know at that point
I lost it.
Like you know someone's gonna do that.
I left it at the movies.
Just like any kid, when you give it like, all right, everybody, everyone gets a fucking piece of candy, and that one kid goes, I dropped it down the well. Can I get another piece of candy? That $5 million, I put it into Bitcoin. Someone stole it. Can I get another? And the thing is, you're rich enough where you could, where you're like, all right, we'll take. This is your last one. This is it.
Nope,
no more.
That's all you get.
You just get the one.
Yeah, you only get the one, and you get it lump sum. Do you? You're like, bam,
Just in cash.
in a duffle bag,
right.
because you can't transfer it through a bank because if you don't claim it, then you would have to pay taxes on it as a gift. So
It's true.
you
but then where would they put it? Because they can't just keep it under their mattress. That's how people get shot.
that's what they got to figure that out.
They gotta launder it.
I mean, well, just never have to go to the bank again. Just pay everything in cash
Yeah, but where do you put the cash?
in a room,
What if someone-
in a safe.
You know someone's gonna find out about it, and then there's gonna be a murder. Now you gotta fucking.
No, get cameras. That's not my fault. That's not my business.
What happened to Uncle Bill? Fucking someone found out about his big thing of cash. They shot him. Why?
Well, he shouldn't have been talking about it.
Sucks to suck.
So I got this big room of cash in my house.
You know somebody's gonna be a blabbermouth though. You got-
Like a noster.
out of
Like
all of your family and friends, someone's gonna talk some shit. They're gonna be like, and then or what? You got to be careful because I would see this is the way I would divvy it up though, is I wouldn't do it privately. I would gather them all together and be like, all right, because you know someone will be like, how much did you get? And then it'll be like, well, I got like $5 million. And he's like, well, I heard so and so got $7 million. Well, I heard so and so got 10. Well, that's bullshit. Why do they keep all those money from me? So I'd bring them all in a room and be like, look, everybody, gather around. Here's in front of you is a bag of money. It's all the same, so don't fight over it. And it's $5 million. Now get out, and that would be it. That would.
And then they'd fight for it.
Well, no, because then they each got.
Yeah,
$5
but
million.
they want somebody else's $5 million.
That's true.
So what you would have to do is
See, this is my trust plan.
so
would
look.
work.
So say you have 20 people, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, well, we're having a contest.
Mm-hmm.
Winner gets the most money, and then you trickle it down.
It's like a game. You buy an island and you do real life Survivor. It's not filmed. It's just
Nope.
fucking like.
And you're like, all right, man.
I
Like,
would, and you'd be rich enough. You could hire the fucking what's his name, Scott Propes or whatever, the fucking host.
I would hire Josh
Or
Fogg.
Jeff Probst.
I hire Josh Fogg instead.
You get an actual
He's from Legends of the Hidden
and
Temple.
Omek. You put the Omek on the
Yeah.
island.
Yeah, we're doing Legends of the Hidden Temple. For the winner gets like, say 20 million.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes down, and then you get like the last place gets 1 million.
Yeah.
You're like, well, you shouldn't have sucked.
Give the temple guards guns and knives. They have to actually hunt you. Like they can't kill you, but they'll maim. They'll just like you might lose an arm.
They have paintballs. They just peg you with paintballs.
That explode
Yes.
like with fire, like a bullet.
Oh, so, yeah, there's only one winner, and you're like, all right, cool. Well, you get all this money, and you want to hang out for the rest of your life because we have no other friends.
Well, no, like I said, they can't shoot them in any like.
Well,
major
no, you
areas.
could. I mean, with 450 million or something, you could buy like a private like court of houses and just
Yeah.
move everyone in there. It could be like the gemstones.
Oh yeah. I would do a gemstones like that, but it would be only for like the closest people that I could like be around. Because you can't be around everybody.
I mean, you could.
But that would be get a little. Well, if there's enough distance, maybe. But there's going to be some craziness. Like there's people that have different lifestyles.
Yeah, but
So-
when you're all, like made of money, you can afford anything.
Yeah, but you don't want because what'll end up happening? You get 20 people on a gemstones like estate, And then all of a sudden, people are gonna start arguing about like, well, so and so, fucking Uncle Owen over there, he's partying, and they're just doing fucking
Blow.
They're just fucking they're smoking weed and snorting fucking codeine and fucking whatever else. I don't know what's happening. There's explosions and fire pits. They're doing trials of life. They don't know what's happening.
What's going on here?
And that's my mom telling me this. She's like, I don't want to live next to this. And then I'll be like, well, I don't have to tell you. That's his
Then
place.
you're like, hey, well, give me your $5 million back.
Yeah. But
Bye.
they'd all come to you for complaints. And then you're like, I don't want to just...
No, you take their $5 million and everything that they had previous to that $5 million, and you're like, see ya. You're out on the streets, and then you kick them past the gate, and you never see them again.
This would be better. You buy a Gemstones like estate. You put everyone on it, but you don't live in it. You go like 100 miles away, and you get your own shit.
100 miles away.
Yes, you get your own shit, and be like, all right, guys. Hey, fuckers. I hope you live well.
See you later.
Hope you guys get along with all your millions.
No, yeah, you need to share the wealth because, like you said, you don't want broke friends.
No,
And
that is true.
And then,
That is true.
like, you're gonna have to set, most of the people that you give money up with, like, you're gonna have to set them up for them to be able to retire, so you guys can go do stuff,
Well, you're right. That's why-
or own their own businesses or something.
Well, that would be the other thing is it would be multi-tiered. I'd set them up with. That's why I would say you got to put some money in like a trust so they don't blow it. Because what if they fuck up? Maybe not, like reasonably, but if they're just like maybe you give it to like a younger family member, they get married, and then all of a sudden the wife takes it all, and then they don't have anything. And it's like, oh, that's unfortunate for you. Like,
Well, then you get voted off.
so voted off the fucking estate.
Yeah, you're like, see ya, man.
What?
Sorry.
But like, so that's why I'd say put some of it in like a trust, and then give them some cash.
Or that person becomes like the housemaid, and like they have to clean all the houses, and they get a salary.
That's how you wake up with a knife in your chest.
That's they get a salary. It's like, all right, well, you get $100,000 to clean these houses a year, and you can hang out with us. That's all. Your only job is to clean the houses.
I don't know about that. But I would set up like businesses, and you put people to work there.
You could put people to work in
Not
your
to clean
house.
up my house. I don't want that. I want to go do something else.
So you're gonna pay a different maid?
Yeah,
Than
I would-
your broke friend that spent all his money.
Yeah, I don't want fucking someone I know cleaning up my shit. What if I have some incident where I get like fucking massive diarrhea and I'm shitting everywhere? I don't want a family member cleaning that up. What if they come in? I just can't stop. I end up with like dysentery from some African safari that I went on, to kill like an elephant because that's what rich people do. And so they come back, and I was like, I got a Ebola.
Rhinos are becoming extinct.
Yeah, I kill a couple rhinos, and I come back, and then what? I got to have my mom clean up all that? No, I'm not doing that.
I mean, she needs her keep if she loses her money.
No, not that. I'm not having that.
Everyone has golf carts.
Everyone would get a golf cart. I wouldn't even make them pay for it. Like I'd be like, no, this is included. This is included.
Like a custom golf cart with their name on it.
Like I would pay. So this is the thing. I'd give them the money. I'd set them up at the house. I'd pay for all of the house and the car. I'd be like, you get to pick one car. And then a few people, because going to get another, I'll be like, oh, you get two cars. But only if they ask. They got to ask them. And I'll get like, oh, you get two. You get two.
I can't decide.
Like, all right.
I can't decide on two. Can I get three?
You get two, but the other one's a used one. You get a brand new one off the lot, but you can get also a used one.
Oh God!
You go to fucking what is his name? Fucking Victory Motors. Go get one up there.
Big Bob.
Yeah, go to Big Bob at Victory Motors. You get one of those, and then you can go to the Audi dealership. I'll buy a loaded thing, whatever. And you get a golf cart.
Only if you ask.
Only if you ask, though. You have to ask. Because some people will be like, oh, thanks for the navigator. And I'm like, no problem. If they don't ask, they have 24 hours. If they're like, by the way, I have my eyes set on this 2015 GMC Sierra, or whatever, Chevy Sierra. And can I get it'll be good for the business.
I want a 95 Dodge Durango.
Yeah, can I get this Durango? It's only like 10 grand. What do you think? I'm like, all right. Just this one time.
But then,
this is once.
But then, like, I want that Tahoe, and you're like, you know what? You had 24 hours,
Yeah.
and it's 24 hours and 15 minutes since
Yeah.
I got you your Escalade,
Yeah.
or whatever. The
That's
fuck.
all you get. Say goodbye to 2007 Tahoe. You're not getting it.
Ugh. You got to pay for that yourself.
Yeah. So that's how I would spend $100 million on that shit. That's how I would do it. Just because there'd be like just all the little things, like. But then the other $100 million,
I'd be like Faber.
Oh, dude,
cluck like a chicken for 10 grand.
I'm gonna I would hire Faber. I don't even know where he's at, if he's still alive. But if he was,
I've seen him at the bar.
Oh, did you?
Relatively recently.
Is he kind of Faber still smelling?
He's still way Faberish. I didn't say anything to him. We just like when we were leaving, we're like Faber
Could you smell him?
from fucking the whole restaurant.
Oh, good. You know, we gotta get together. I would love to get together, and I think I could. If I won the lottery, I'd have the money.
We could get these people in the same room.
Yes, I want to get.
It's like nobody's. You could just ask them over. Instead, you're like, if I won this lottery, you know who I could pay to
I'm
get over
getting
here? Not like Jay-Z or like someone famous. You're like, I want Faber,
Amiot.
Boylan.
Yeah. And fucking, what's the Ruthkowski? We're getting all of that. We're going to put them in a room.
And see who survives.
Put a knife on a table and see who walks out alive. I'm not even going to tell them what to do. I'm just going to put them in there. There's going to be a bunch of pizzas and a knife. And we'll see if they all live or
and
not.
then after like 5 minutes,
Yeah.
you throw like a small bag of money in there, and then like every like hour you throw a little bit more and see what happens.
Fucking.
Oh man,
God, there was someone else's name I'm not going to say because it's too. But anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. That would be great though, dude. I would drop at least $10 million to do that. Ease out of my own personal fund. Like I would do that from the money I set aside for me.
You live stream it.
It'll be the favorite, dude. Be great celebrity boxing, right?
Yeah.
But we make. I would take at least 20 mil. Do a fucking celebrity boxing, but then nobody knows who they are. It's Amiot versus Faber, and they don't even have to be good. Like they'll walk away with at least $200K or something, you know. They'll fucking you get fucking Swole.
Swollen versus Bishop.
Swole versus Bishop. Like everyone listening to this has no idea what we're talking about. Oh God! But these are good people. They got to fight. But it'll be boxing.
They
you know,
gotta fight. These are good people. They gotta fight for their rights.
Yeah. Well, with boxing gloves, you know, they'll get like a ref in there and stuff.
Oh God! So this is what you would do with $20 million.
That's only $20 million. I still have another fucking 900 to go.
Oh man, I'd buy the fucking mansion from Blank Check with the water slide and the arcade room. And dude, that house was way more than $1 million. And he bought all the shit inside.
Oh yeah, dude, to furnish something? Yeah, I mean the furnishings alone will probably cost you. I would say whatever your house is, probably 5% of whatever your house is probably will set you up with furnishings proper, like good furnishings. So if it's $1 million house, you're probably spending at least 5%, like $50K, at least at a minimum, just to get basic,
right?
Basic
because
rich
you can't have like ratty shit.
Well, because
in
you
your
also
$1 million home.
Well, think about this too: $1 million home, you got a lot of rooms.
Yeah,
you know, and it's not just a bed and a couch. You know, you're gonna have to get multiple. But yeah, I would. So this is still out of. I would do all of this though out of the original 100 mil for friends and family. This is how we still got now the businesses. I'd set up like I would just set up like legitimate businesses. Like I would be like stuff that's easy to make money.
Hot dog stands,
party stores, fucking, you know,
gas station.
Find somebody that wants to do like finance. Like, so maybe a young relative or like a friend of a friend who's like put him through college. You know, you ever see The Departed?
I don't know.
Oh, never mind. That's a bad example then. But yeah, you get like some young person that's maybe a family member or a friend of a family member, whatever, and you put them through college and be like, listen, you want to be a tax person? I'll open up a tax business if you go to college. You know? Oh, do you want to? And I would do like The Departed. I would get some kids, put them through fucking police training, and now I have my own police force. That's how I would do it.
I have my own police force.
I would take over.
I have my own militia.
Yeah, I would have like a Matt Damon from The Departed in there, just telling me all the secrets. But yeah, I would do that, and then then there's just like legitimate ventures, and then then there'd be for me, I would go crazy, like in a good way, like not
meth.
No. That's a waste. But I would get like, as far as I would hire a team to like film and record stuff for me. Like I would just walk around. I don't know if you're online enough. Do you know who like Gary Vaynerchuk is?
No.
He's like one of these business guru things. You've probably seen like Instagram posts from him. He's always talking about crush it and make money, and he's always got these tips on.
Is he like the Barstool Sports dude?
Kind of, but he's all about like entrepreneurial.
Right, but
yeah.
like he's got like he gets filmed everywhere.
Yeah, like Barstool. He's just eating pizza. Like
Yeah.
I would do something like that, but a little bit more intense. Like I would give like a whole team. Like I'd have a whole entourage. Like they wouldn't be friends. I don't want the friend because they have to be unbiased. You know, and I'd have them sign NDAs and shit like that. But I would be like, just go out and be like, all right, just go put out YouTube videos and I'd make a movie of myself. I'd sell it to Netflix. I wouldn't even sell it to
The
them.
Melvin Troy movie?
Yeah, I just give it to them. I'd be like, yeah, just put this on your people are going to love it. Put it everywhere.
No,
this
sucks.
Basically, I would Tommy Wiseau the internet. Like I would if I had that kind of money, I would Tommy Wiseau. I'd buy all the equipment, rent a whole thing. I don't care if they don't like me. They can make a movie about me later. Be like, this guy's fucking crazy. That's fine. Good. I generated wealth.
You're going to be the one running out of money.
Well, no, I still have that. But this is why I would lock up like 150 mil, untouchable. It would just be like a salary
In just a room.
Yeah, because then at the end of all this, I'd probably burn through all of it. In
a year?
No, not that quick. Like 5. I'd probably get a good 5 years out of it. And then I live on a salary out of that 150 million, that I put away.
You're just taking fucking $100 shots at the bar.
Fuck yeah, dude. Dude, I don't even know. That was one thing I've always thought about. Like, all right, realistically, you win.
Right.
You do all your legal wranglings. So it's all done. Because that's probably take a while.
Yeah.
I actually looked up the process of like, what kind of lawyers do you need? What kind of you need different lawyers. You need like an accountant. You need like money managers. You have all this stuff to set up so nobody steals your shit or comes after you. So say you do all that, and it's probably would take a month to do all of it. Then you're done. Before you can even probably touch your money.
Right.
That would be the excruciating part. Like you win, and you can't exactly do anything with it right away.
Right.
But that first day where it's like, all right, here you go. You have bottomless pit of money.
Be free.
What realistically do you, because you can't, all this stuff we're talking about would take a lot of time.
You hire Eddie Money to come play in your living room.
Okay, that's where we're going. Realistic, like obviously I'd be like, all right, let's get all my friends together. We'll get a big fancy limousine and we're just gonna go crazy. And we'll just go out on the town, and then maybe we'll find Eddie Money's dead. Never mind. I was like, maybe we could. Maybe we'll find Eddie Money, but no, he's a corpse. Maybe we'll find someone else. I don't know. We'll go out there. We'll find fucking like Nate Mathers and be like, pretend to be your brother. Pretend to be your brother. Can you lip sync some songs for
I know
us?
where he lives.
Yeah, just go. I'll give you like 100K. Just go. Easiest money you ever made. I know I can get a hold of him. He's a Facebook message away. Let's be real.
He's an AOL instant message away.
He's still on AIM. He's got the same. Didn't he?
I'm sorry, Mama.
He's still on there just waiting. He's got his away message set.
Yeah, still asking for pics. But yeah, I'm trying to think of who we could go pay to sing for us, like Jimmy's brother.
Yeah. But yeah, we just go out and like that's what I would immediately do. Like I'd probably go downtown. We get like I'd get out like I'd rent a bunch of suites at like maybe MGM or something.
Yeah.
Like that. And then just do like a whole thing, because obviously it's got to be quick. It's an impulse.
Right.
Like everyone's like, oh, I'd take a trip to Vegas. Well, that takes time to coordinate. People got no. We're just talking about a weekend. Just a quick. You already got your cash. You know, that's what I would do, because I would bet to say this, that after that initial weekend, I would almost be kind of like, I'm gonna take a break from spending some money. Like you would, I probably wouldn't even spend maybe at most would spend $200K that first weekend.
I mean,
like if you do it locally,
right?
You do it impulsively,
right?
Last minute.
But you know, like after the weekend, you're like, all right, well, I'm going to the dealership now.
Oh, that'd be the first thing. I mean, I got to drive somewhere. I just drive the car off the lot. And then,
well, right, you would do that like immediately, because you said the limo and like doing shit downtown. I'm saying like the next week, like
because
you're like,
I would do this. I would get an Uber to the nearest dealership. I would be like,
why don't you have your car?
Because I want to drive it off the lot.
Yeah, but you can just leave your car there.
No, I want to leave it at home. I'm gonna Jay Leno it. I'm gonna eventually, because long term, I would build a big house and I'd get a garage of like, and I'd store all my vehicles in there. And I would do it like Jay Leno.
Ideal.
And I would keep my my poor vehicle, as I call it, my used car vehicle. This is back before I had the money. I would maintain it. I'd be like, that 2019.
You just take that when you want to be incognito.
Yeah, that 2019 Terrain right there. That's the one. That's the fanciest car I could ever afford back when I was just a regular Joe.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah. But now I'm driving a Lambo. Paid cash for it. No, I know it's
They call me Lambo Bobby.
Yeah, I'd be fucking just cruising the streets in the Lambo like a shark. Cutting through the streets. You know what would suck though? Is
everyone would know because you're driving a fucking Lambo in Metro Detroit
in the summer, so it's all construction. So you're doing 15 in a Lambo.
You're like, hey guys,
because everything's one lane. You can't even go on the freeway because it's like one lane. All the orange cones. You're like, this is living the dream now.
It's getting all dirty from the fucking dust and shit. You're like, God damn it, this is the worst state to be. No, you have to like move to like Rochester at least, or way north.
I would do so. I would own. What I would do is I would build a home out in like up north a bit, like not in the middle of the state, but probably like within Metro Detroit, but like up a ways, maybe like. I don't know.
Like fucking like Elginak.
Maybe something like that by the water or something. Yeah, up that way. And then I would have in Detroit, I would probably get like a nice
I'd get like a penthouse.
Nice penthouse, by the water, make it convenient there. And then I would probably also have I'd probably just have like a suburban home. Not like better than mine. Like it'd be in a rich neighborhood like a Rochester.
Yeah.
So it'd be like an in-between thing. And then I would just live in the suburb. So that way, and I would just furnish everything so I could just like go wherever I go, there I am.
There you are.
Yeah.
That's where you're living.
Yeah. And I don't gotta work, and it's all got the same shit.
I would have to have probably a couple houses some like out of state.
Oh yeah, I would definitely have one in California. Nothing crazy because I know it's really crazy expensive. So I'd get it like in a cool spot where there's low crime. But it's something small. Like I'm not trying to compete with like a movie star.
Right.
And then I would get one in Florida. And I'd probably do Vegas too. I'd probably get like a
Vegas would be dangerous.
Would it? Because
you got all that money and like you just fucking go in there and gambling it all away.
That is true. You can't maybe Vegas wouldn't be smart. I would actually probably stay away from Vegas completely if I was rich. There would be no reason to go there. Honestly. Because that's a black hole. You could do more Yeah, I'm not a gambler anyway. So
See, that's where it would come in for me too. I'd be like, damn, man, I have to set like $5 million away just for my gambling money.
yeah, I don't get any joy out of it. So I that part really would. But then again, if I was rich, maybe I get bored, and maybe that's how I get my joy.
Right.
You know, that's the only. So who knows? Who knows what new vices I would pick up? I would get a personal trainer.
Oh, dude, for sure. Actually, I would probably just fucking be like, fucking quit your job. You're already rich. Fucking personal train me.
Yeah, I would do like The Rock and like have like a traveling gym. Wherever I go, there's just there,
Right.
and it's just like ready to go. And I would be like, all right, let's just. I don't got to think about it. And no one touches it. I don't got to worry about the fucking bunch of kids at Planet Fitness getting in my way.
I'd go get like a CAT scan and make sure that I'm healthy.
I thought you would just buy one.
No.
and keep it in your house.
Yeah, I'm not gonna buy a CAT scan. I'm gonna go get one so I know that I'm healthy, and if I need any kind of surgeries or if I have fucking early stages of cancer,
Yeah.
knock on wood.
That is true.
You know,
I would almost buy a CAT scan just to get myself checked every day. Like we got to catch this shit early. I'd pay like a nurse to live in my house.
she's checking you every single day.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, we finally found something after
Yeah.
fucking
Yes.
16
This
years."
thing's finally paying off. That fucking $1 million it cost for this fucking thing.
Oh man,
But yeah, that would be. I would travel around. I'd also probably get a place in like somewhere in Europe, in like Japan.
so I don't know if I'd go there enough to actually use it.
I would get something small. Like it would be like a condo or something. You know, it wouldn't be like a big, but it would be something where I could just go there, and then I could again because it's like it's technically an investment anyway. It's only gonna
Right.
go up if you buy it. But like I could be like, oh, okay, well I want to go to Europe, and I'll go to probably like a warmer country like a Spain or Italy. Probably Italy. That would probably be cooler.
Australia,
Fuck, that's so far away. Like no.
dude, you could be hanging out with the roos, kangaroos.
No, dude, that plane ride, from what I hear, it's like 20 hours to get there.
You could have your own. You're gonna have your own private plane.
I don't think private planes will fly that far, though.
I'm sure they will if you pay them.
I don't want to end up in the Bermuda Triangle. I win all this money.
Dude, David Smith's in there.
Is he?
I think so.
Him and fucking Nick Jaskowski.
He
Because
always.
no one seems to know who he is. And I know.
I have no idea who that is.
I'll pull out a yearbook. I'll show you.
And David Smith said he wanted to live there one day
In the Bermuda Triangle?
in elementary school.
He
So
would. He is like that. He is a Bermuda Triangle.
he's like, I want to live in the Bermuda Triangle. And I'm like, that's weird. Don't talk to me anymore. I think he was my locker partner in
Fucking
7th grade
turtle.
or 8th grade.
Was he Turtle? Didn't we call him Turtle? What did we call him?
I don't know, bitch tits. I don't know.
Maybe it was that. I forget. We had a name for him.
We called him Beast in fucking elementary school.
He was a beast.
And Moose would be like, "Get him, Beast," and he would just run at like people like a fucking pterodactyl.
See, that would be great. Is I would take trips where I would bring like Faber and like Swollen, and I would
you would leave him there.
that.
You would just place them around the world.
Yes, everyone gets a little bit of their joy.
You place them around the world, but like in a position where they can't really go far. So you're
Yeah.
like, I want to go visit Jared, and you fucking fly out to him, and you know he's within like a 20-mile radius.
I'd put Jared in like a small Japanese town. Not in like Tokyo or something big, like a small like village, and be like I'd check on him once every couple of years. Be like, how are you doing with this village? And I'm like, oh, he's doing great.
Like,
Konnichiwa.
He mass murders the whole town.
Goes crazy. Yeah, they're like, it's on the news. He's like, I don't know, some American appeared in this town and just went berserk.
It was like he's just dropped here.
he showed up like a ghost.
Like you kick him out of your plane, and he's got a
Parachutes
parachute,
down
and he's just there.
with nothing.
Yep. He's got like maybe like a switchblade,
He gets a switch. He's got the clothes on his back and a switchblade.
a switchblade and a lighter.
And you tell him like, listen, I'm checking on you in a year. You better become the head of the village. And he doesn't know what else to do. So the pressure gets to him.
He starts off small by trying to be their friend, and then he conquers them. He's like, bring your women to me.
Actually, I come back in a year. There's like just a fucking it's some pyramid like from the Mayans, something like that built in some like in some fucking what do you call Philippine country. Philippines is a country. Yeah. The Philippines, and he comes back and he's like on a throne. And
it's like his head, like a giant stone of his head,
and he's drinking blood out of a goblet.
He's like, bring me your women.
He cuts open a goat and he just eats it. And I'm like, what happened to you in the last year? He's like, well, you gave me.
He's like, I conquered.
He told me to conquer. I conquered. I'm like, yeah, I figured.
How long did it take you? 4 days.
Yeah. I was like, I figured you start a business or something, kind of get some locals working for
He's
you.
like, I have an empire.
He's like, look at my army. He has a bunch of fucking
a bunch of curly-headed gingers.
Yeah, because it's all his kids. I was like, how'd that happen in a year? He's like, oh, I got the scientists. They raised my kids fast.
I got Samoa choked.
It's Vince. Vince shows up. He shows up out of the shadows. He's like, I gave him the secrets. This is my master plan.
It was me, Austin. It was me.
Like Vince is following me around. Every time I drop somebody, I put fucking Ruthkowski and fucking Haiti. I'm like, just go. Take him.
Haiti?
Yeah, it'd be like
he dies within 30 seconds.
Yeah, he doesn't quite make it. He makes it on impact. He dies 2 days later. Like he gets a fucking infection. He cuts his foot or something.
Oh, God.
Like he goes, I drop them all. We got Ruthkowski's in Haiti. Fuck everyone. And anyone listening to this is like, who are these people? Trust me, you would love them if you've seen them.
You love them.
You got fucking what's his name? Honnold goes drop him into like Colombia. Fucking Swollen in the Philippines. And I'm like, you got to make something of yourself. That'd be better than the Island of Survivor. Be like, go and make something of yourself. They all fucking end up dying, except for Swollen, and he's
got this huge empire.
He's on top of an Incan temple that he's crafted in the Philippines. And
Jesus Christ, we went off the rails.
But then Vince suits him up with. I was like, "What are your secrets?" He's like, "I met this man. He when I met him, he was only a goat, and he shapeshifted. He turned into this man.
I thought he wasn't a shapeshifter anymore.
Well, now he is. So and it's Vince, and he's like, "Yes, the project lives on." He comes full circle.
Oh man. That's
well, that's
yeah, that's quite the story.
So anyway, I'm gonna play the Mega Millions.
Yeah, you gotta go get a ticket.
Yeah,
I have the winning ticket in my car though.
We'll see.
Dude, when you never hear from me again, and I'm dropping Honnold off at the bus stop or whatever you were talking about, then
I put him in a foreign country.
I'm just taking him to. I'm taking him to a random bus stop.
He's a one-man insurgent. He just goes,
I'm just taking him to bus stops and being like, "Get out of here."
It's like, oh, let's take the bus home.
Just take the bus somewhere. Get the fuck out of here.
Here's $5 million. Take the bus.
Yeah, I never want to see you again. It'll be like fucking collusional. You're like, it cost me $5 million to never see you again. You're like, I haven't seen you in 20 years.
I haven't seen you in 20 years. I forgot all about you. Good. Now forget about me again.
Yeah, get the fuck out of my life. You see this finger? Get the fuck out of my car. Get on this bus and never come back. I don't care if you have a family. I know you have no friends. So,
Well, I think we covered it all. I don't think we.
I think we did. I think we. It was. I don't know about this episode.
That's a good one.
God,
We covered the basics. What would here's the question I'll pose to the audience. Let us know on social media. What would you do with $900 million?
cut it in half after taxes.
Yeah, with $450 million, would you do what we did?
Would you
Send a one-man insurgency across the world?
Would you tape random objects to your friends' hands and make them use them as weapons to survive? Or would you, just go to Red Lobster and celebrate?
Yeah. Let us know.
Let us know on the 64-bit legends on Instagram or on Twitter.
Yeah.
Or in the chat room in twitch.tv/Melvin Troy.
Yes. Oh, God.
But until next time, do we have anything else? Do we have to?
Oh, I think that's it.
That's it.
Everything.
Until next time?
Yeah, until next time.
Until next time, folks. Let us know in our DMs. And what you gonna do, brother, when you win $900 million and you force all of the Hulkamaniacs to fight each other?